Try this flyover clip.
Why are there no photos of Earth from space?
Great question. Why don't you ask NASA?
Because if I go on vacation to Branson, Missouri, I'm going to take a picture.
Let me ask you a question, Dave.
How do we not have a photo of Earth? And then people say, I see them we had Earth Day and all this stuff. And this is one thing I had looked into. They're all cartoons. They're
CGI.
computer, CGI, everything's CGI.
They're all cartoons. They're all cartoons. So these are 9 images from NASA. This is the one that was on everyone's iPhone, right? And it's called the Blue Marble. And Robert Simon, a NASA visual artist, in an interview said how he made it in Photoshop. He was given data and he created it, used Command Z a lot, and he just created it out of Photoshop. But then you say, well, what about the International Space Station? You know, International Space Station will show you this. Oh, look at this. This is cool, right? Wait a minute. Here's another one from them. It's here. What size is the Earth? This is obviously artistry. This is obviously a fisheye lens flying from a balloon or whatever. And it's wrong, right? So what can we measure? Well, here's one. This is the 2012, I think, image. And on Earth here, we can drive across Mexico and Baja and conclude that this is actually 934 miles. We could actually measure this. Okay, great. NASA tells us the diameter, a straight line through the Earth, is 7,917 miles. Okay, so now we have our scale. This is 934. I should be able to fit 8.5 of these between these two lines. 8.5 doesn't even fit in this frame. Okay, so this is a painting. It doesn't make any sense. All right, but people want to believe that that's where they live, but they refuse to think critically about it. Here's another one from NASA. You got Africa. You got the whole area here. Well, this is the map of the world. And the rest of all of this land has to be on the other side of this ball. Okay? Well, I can't make sense of that. It doesn't make sense. Well, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Okay? It doesn't make sense whatsoever. Right? And people say, well, they didn't have CGI back then. Well, how do you know they didn't have Photoshop, 100 years before they told us about it? Dave, do you think what would be harder to paint? This or the globe?
That.
Right. Okay. So if we look at
for one thing, because those are all things I can verify: a wine glass and a bottle, and like I have the dimensions of those things.
You can see the reflection and everything, right? This is a painting admitted by Robert Simon. This is also a painting. This is a photorealistic painting.
Somebody painted that.
This is painted, yeah. Zoom in on it; it's amazing. I think if you Google photorealistic painting, wine glass, wine and cheese, it'll come right up. And then you can see. So again, they're lying about everything. Okay, right?
so why aren't there then? Okay,
why aren't there? Because
why is not one shot from the moon? Just take 5 seconds to turn around and be like, what? Boom, take a picture.
Dave, if you're on an airplane and you're flying into your hometown and you fly over your house and you can see your house, you're sitting next to a stranger. What do you say to the stranger?
Hey, I can see I live right there.
That's my house. That's my house.
That'd be amazing.
You're the first guys on the moon. You're up there. You got your golf clubs. You got your dune buggy, right? You're doing a bunch of stupid nonsense. Wouldn't every other word out of your mouth be, oh my God, look at the Earth. It's directly above us. It's gigantic. It's 6 times bigger than we see the full moon. Okay. You'd be like, oh my God, there's the Earth. Oh my God, there's Africa. Oh my God, there's the United States. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That's all you'd be saying.
Mm-hmm.
They never once mentioned the Earth while they were on the moon?
Not one.
Not once. Wow. Never said, look at the Earth. Never once. Never, ever, ever said, look at the Earth. Okay?
So what about the space shuttle trips? How high are they compared to earlier you showed me a shot from the Red Bull thing. How high did you say that was? Like 72 miles high. How high is that in relationship to the space shuttle? And has the space shuttle ever gotten to a place where you could take a picture of the whole Earth in one shot? Or is it just, the
International Space Station? Neil deGrasse Tyson is now saying that you can't even see the curvature from there, although they show us the curvature all the time. Space Station supposedly has a live feed, And so we watch, like, okay, here comes the space station. We go to their live feed and it shows pure clouds, but we're in a blue sky. Okay. They'll never show you a live feed at nighttime because you could, like, oh my God, they just went over the football stadium where the Jets are playing and the Kansas City Royals, whatever. And you would see it, right? Because it's bright, right? Because they could see all these lights supposedly. But wait a minute, they're not the stadiums. It wouldn't sync up. So they never show you live feed at night. And during the day, it doesn't sync up with the actual clouds. They claim it does, but when you go verify it, never does, ever, ever. It's all nonsense. Okay. So the International Space Station is 250 miles up, they tell us. Okay. 250 miles up, right? This Red Bull only went up 72 miles, right? But it's in the vacuum of space. It doesn't make any sense, right? Dave, when I put air in this balloon, it stretches the balloon out. And if I took that balloon up on an airplane, it would get bigger because it's just a low pressure. And then if I put it into space, it would explode.
Yeah, even if you buy a bag of Doritos, you live in Denver or something, you buy a bag of Doritos, they're like puffed out.
Yeah. And so why doesn't this guy explode? He's in zero pressure. He should blow up like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
And maybe they just have technology in there that's adjusting the pressure with the tubes because he's plugged into the ship.
You're making up stories, Dave.
Yeah. Well, you asked me a question. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's what your brain does. Like, well, I don't know how my car works. It just, this guy kind of just, the flux capacitor is doing what it's supposed to do. You just kind of like tune out.
So
you just give these guys a lot of credit because I don't even know where you'd buy a suit like that. They don't sell those at Costco. It's like, I don't know. You just kind of give them credit.
International Space Station is probably the greatest construction project of all time. And there's zero photos or videos of it being built. Zero. Right? There's just an animation. And they never assembled it on Earth. And the different countries made different modules for it. And when they got up, and then they had to create an adapter because China made a different door and we made a different door. So they had to make an adapter. Never tested any of it. They built it in space. Never filmed any of it. There's no film, no photos. Right? It would be the most #1 film thing ever. Now all of a sudden, China has a space station. They forgot to film it also, and theirs is so bad. But if you find them faking space once, that's enough. But let's look at a couple things. Here is an astronaut, and all of a sudden, what's that?
Getting a bad feed.
We have glitches. Yeah, bad feed. Well, the whole thing would disappear, not just his body. Okay. Not just his body, right? and then other times we have the colors inverted. Like, what is going on here? Okay, why are colors inverting like that? Okay, the ball turns blue, or face turns blue. Right? This is because they're doing they're using green screens and all sorts of stuff. On the space station, they're playing soccer. Things could break. Watch his head. It goes out of the area and his head disappears. It's hard to see that one.
Can you do that again?
Here it is. Watch his head. His whole top of his head disappeared.
That's weird.
That's a weird one. But let's just go through a few more.
It's like earlier with your globe soccer ball. All of a sudden there's like chunks missing in it.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're showing they're on the space shuttle and they're approaching the International Space Station. This is supposed to be real. Did you see it? It was just inside. How is it doing that?
Whoa.
That's supposedly the space station, right? This is a little toy model. And anybody that defends that is literally just lying to themselves, okay? Here's another one. So she's adjusting this window. She's got a rod that goes through that goes to this hatch, right? Somehow the O-rings are holding the air pressure in, in the vacuum of space. Is she looking at the door or is she looking at a monitor? She's looking at a monitor, okay? And she's trying to mirror, but her twisting of that knob isn't even matching. And then also, she's a short hair one. They wouldn't let anyone have long hair on the space station, okay? But this is worse than that. Look at her hair. Look at her face. Let's zoom in. She's got heavy-duty, perfect makeup on.
That is a weird face.
How do you put makeup on in space? Right? They always talk about conserving washcloths and water. How do you have this much makeup on in space?
And she's supposed to be on the ISS.
Look at her hair, Dave. That's a good hair day, wouldn't you say? Okay, that's a really good hair day. But they don't have showers up there. She's working out 2 hours a day, sweating her ass. Whoops, excuse me, sweating her rear behind off. You can cut that out if you want. And look at her hair. Look at her makeup. Okay,
That makeup, that
Dave, on
is.
my channel, DITRH. Look up. I have to go to the bathroom is the name of a video. It talks about. It shows the ISS bathroom. Biggest. That alone proves they're not in space. It is the dumbest thing ever. Dumbest thing ever. Okay.
And that's your YouTube channel that people can put that in?
Yeah, YouTube channel, DITRH, or Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. The internet,
That's where we are.
the National Buoyancy Lab. You know about this?
I've seen clips of that, of them training in the water.
And so they're training in the water, and we're looking at the monitors, and all of a sudden on the monitors, we see a green screen. Why do they have a green screen? What could they possibly be doing with a green screen? Why do they have it greened out like that, right?
No, it insinuates.
It's because they're faking space. They're faking it. Watch Level with Me. There's a whole scene on how they do that. Check this out. Live feed. This is during a live feed. So we got the Dragon capsule right here. And look at its orientation to the Earth. This is from a different feed. So it's parallel and now it's vertical. It's just switching cameras. Okay.
Well, can you pause there 1 second? Hey, can you go back to that, or is this in a loop? Can we look at that?
I can do it. This one right here?
No, the one just after that where it shows the state there. Okay. Let's talk about that a second. So am I looking at that from a camera on another piece of the space station?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
So, but look at this. This thing is vertical to the horizon. Where could you move that camera to make this edge look parallel with the horizon? There's no place. Above, below, sideways. There's no possible way to get this to look parallel. Okay. But when we just switch live feed camera, it shows it parallel.
Yep. But I'm just thinking of the curvature of the Earth there, because that's the same kind of a shot they'll give you from, a very low flying plane, and compared to this is supposed to be.
The curvature always changes, right?
250 miles above the
250
ground.
miles,
And that's like the Red Bull dive shot.
And the Red Bull was only 20 miles up.
But it looks like. But I'm saying it looks like the same thing.
The Red Bull. I'll jump over to that in a second.
Remember the guy
Red Bull,
he jumped out the plane? But it looks the Earth looks the same at 250 miles above the Earth as it does in that parachute jump with the Red Bull.
So this is the Red Bull jump. By the way, they had 2 test jumps before that. They used regular cameras and showed a flat horizon. Then they switched to GoPros, and that's what they showed. But look at this. We zoomed in on this land down here and these little rivers and land features. This is all New Mexico. All of this from here to here is all New Mexico. Did New Mexico cover a third of the Earth?
It must. It must be bigger than we think.
There you go. That's my Glover boy right there. Okay. All right. So here's Felix getting in at ground level. And so this line shows the ground level. And here he is at 127,000 feet. Same camera, hasn't moved. Somehow, when he went up 127,000 feet, the horizon did not drop. That doesn't make any sense. The higher you go, the farther you can see. The farther you can see, the lower the horizon would be. Okay?
Wow. I mean, that's something that has to be reconciled. There's no way that they can't.
And whenever you see a curve, clip the curve and tape it on a ball. Okay, tape it onto a globe. This is how big Arizona should be. New Mexico. Sorry, New Mexico. So again, and then Felix, goes out there and he's like, I saw the curvature of the Earth. Now, is Felix a paid shill, or did he actually see the curvature of the Earth? He was wearing a curved goggles, right?
Yeah.
And he was told to mention that he saw the curve of the Earth. So he awkwardly fitted into the conversation, but he might believe it because he expected to see it. He's in where he can't take off his headset, his mask. He's looking through a curve. But the thing is, he's going to see a curved Earth on the ground, right? This is how much the Earth should have dropped, according to Google Earth. Okay, but it didn't drop at all. It didn't drop at all from ground to full altitude.
But the shot that they're selling looks the same at
Both.
72 miles high as it does as 250 miles high as it does as 20 miles high.
Yeah.
Like they're using the same kind of CGI generated footage for every scenario.
Right. It changes, you know, when you look at rocket launches, the rocket launches are absolutely the worst. Where they'll show you where is it, rockets? They'll show you, where is my thing?
Like, I don't know about all of it, and I couldn't explain this to a 10-year-old for sure, but
yeah,
you could convince me of a lot of things before you could convince me that we've been to the moon with the technology they show we did. That just, it doesn't ring true at all.
Right. I mean, the moon landing is incredible, right? No, from the moon, this is what the sky should look like, but we don't see a single star from the moon. Okay. Well, the aperture wasn't set for that. You know, they'll make excuses up all day long. But here is check this out. This is now look, we got the sun is over here because that side of him's lit. And so we're gonna pan to the right, pan to the right, pan to the right, pan, pan, pan. And now all of a sudden the sun is over.
Whoa.
It turned a little bit. Hold on, it gets worse. And then he's going to go over and pan to the right, pan to the right, pan to the right, and the sun is on the other side now.
How did it move so fast?
It can't. It's because he's on a stage and there's a row of lights, and that's the light. They didn't realize what was going on there. But there's something worse about this. Ready? Check this out. Here he is. Now look at his visor. 1 light, 2 lights, 3, 4 lights. There's 4 lights in his visor. Ready? Zoom in a little bit. Here it comes. And watch. You can see the first 2 already. 1, 2. And then when he turns, you're going to see the other 2. There'll be 4 lights. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, could those be a reflection from the person filming?
No.
I'm just trying to think of something like what would they say? What would be the counter argument? Because I already told you how I feel about the moon thing. I think the whole moon thing was like Stanley Kubrick or whatever. I don't know. It's just like it's so bogus.
It's so stupid. I mean, you look at the lunar rover, right? Look at this. This is an umbrella, right? If you zoom in on this thing, there's duct tape. Look at this, beach chairs. Okay, right? This is ridiculous. There's duct tape on these fenders, right? And this thing was on the lander, right?
And Nixon's sitting in his office on a rotary phone talking to him. Perfect.
Right. But look at this. This is the heat shielding. Okay, you zoom in on this. It looks like it's got open gaps and everything, right? So there's 2 guys in here, golf clubs and a car in this thing. Okay,
and that's a real shot. That's not a replica.
This is the shot from the moon.
That's a moon shot. Oh man!
Look down here. This is the rocket, a single rocket. So somehow it lands with a single rocket perfectly. And they were worried. The big talk was they didn't know how deep the powder on the moon was, and they were afraid that the rocket was going to blow a hole so deep that the whole thing could fall in and they could all die. That was like part of the drama. But then it landed, and no problem. But if you look underneath, there's no blast crater. There's no blast crater whatsoever, right? It should have
it didn't just land kaplunk. It was rockets.
It landed with rockets. But now watch this, right? This is them leaving. The thruster is down here, right? Ready? And all of a sudden, it goes boom. Where's it? It left the rocket thruster. So what did it just explode? And it's sending that up, and then it's going to meet. It's gonna just perfectly meet with the orbiter, okay? And they're gonna match up, right? And then who panned up? Did they leave a guy on the moon?
Well, did they have like a GoPro kind of a setting where they could pinpoint it for it to automatically track it?
This was a film camera. You can make up excuses.
Oh
That's what.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. I know that you're just kind of shooting
well,
around,
yeah. I'm
but
just like because that's amazing technology now.
yeah,
That I say everything in the world has gone like this. Our phones, our cars, everything,
right.
and that they're trying to tell us that they did that stuff with rotary phones.
Dave, this is the suit that these batteries here can handle 250 degrees Fahrenheit to negative 250 degrees. As they go from day to night, right? And so you're in this. I say, get this old suit, put somebody in it, put them in Death Valley for 3 hours in the summer. Let's see if they live. Okay. Okay.
Recreate any of that.
Yeah, they can't. They won't put They won't put an astronaut in a vacuum chamber because the one time they tried, before they got all the air out, he passed out and he said his tongue was boiling. Okay, and he almost died. Right, because you can't have somebody you can't put something like that in a vacuum, right? And his suit wasn't airtight. Supposedly airtight, but they got a zipper to go to the bathroom. I got a zipper on this thing. Okay. That look like an airtight zipper, right? And this is Artemis now. Look at the boots. Look, these are from like LL Bean.
Wow.
Okay. And they want you to believe all of this nonsense. The lie is so big that people have a hard time, accepting it. Like, oh, this is real. Oh, wait a minute. There's Big Bird. Okay. Okay. You can fake anything. It's so easy.
The silliness of it, and I'm sure you've seen the clips. I mean, I'm talking to the choir here, but like they're walking and like they fall down and hop back up, in the suits. It's just weird movements, like it's.
Look at this weird movement. This is the orbiter coming to meet the lander, right? Look at this. What's going on here? They got guys in green suits holding it, turning it, right? It's absolute nonsense when you go in on the app. Go to the Moon Nonsense button.
Okay.
Tons of videos.
It's called Moon Nonsense.
Yeah, it's called Moon Nonsense. All right.
There's a lot of silliness. Do you have any shots of the guys walking around? And there's one kind of famous one I've seen where they're kind of hopping around and he can't get up, and then he like pops up.
Then all of a sudden he pops up.
Yeah, it's just weird. Oh wow.
Yeah. So this is just
it's like a music video or something, right?
Yeah. Then we go here. This is the actual footage, right? He fell down. He's like, oh, let me just get up here. Let's see. Up, 1, 2, 3, up. There he goes. Okay. And they're always like jumping and bouncing. In lots of those scenes, they had big giant balloons, like 15-meter wide helium balloons that they're hanging from, and they're kind of moving around.
So what's
there's a video we featured. He's trying to pick up a hammer that he dropped and he can't get it. Okay. There's a whistleblower. We had a guy whose father worked for NASA, not worked for the Army, and he was in charge where they filmed the moon landing. And on his deathbed, the guy laid out this confession. And that's under the Moon Nonsense. The Moon Nonsense. And he showed all of the details and explained it all out. And he said there's only like 15 people that were allowed in that tent, no matter who you were. You weren't allowed in. The president of the United States, I don't think, was allowed in. I forget. But it was Hubble was allowed in, and Werner von Braun was allowed in, and whatever. There's like a whole
Walt
list
Disney.
of probably Walt Disney. So again, here's the thing. If you believe that we landed on the moon, it's because you never really looked. And if you think you looked and you still believe it, you either have a problem thinking or you just were shown nonsense and you haven't looked. I discovered the Earth was flat before I found out that the moon landings were fake because I never looked. But then it took me 10 minutes to look and go, wow, 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 wow. Right?
Is there a lot of footage that's been lost, so to speak, of them on the moon and some of that?
It's all been, most of it's been lost. The telemetry data is lost. The original video, ready for this? There's like 1,000 reels or some crazy number of reels. And their excuse is NASA was experiencing budget cuts, so they reused the tape. They taped over their tapes.
Is that their story?
That's their official story, yes.
Like VHS tapes. Okay, I'm going to tape over, Dallas or something because I'm going to tape the Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what they claim they did.
Man, if there's anything that they've
Okay.
got is an unaccounted for budget.
Yeah, $71 million every single day. And what do we get? They say Velcro, but Velcro came around before NASA. They say memory foam, but I think memory foam was here before NASA. It's all nonsense.
Like 3M,
Okay.
glue, Post-it notes, maybe.
No. Yeah, no. I'm sorry. $71 million every single day. And they're like, we're going to Mars. We're going to the moon, then we're going to Mars. Why are you going to Mars? Well, what's there? There's no air there. There's nothing there. Okay. Well, we need another place to live in case the Earth dies. How about this? Take care of the Earth. And even if the Earth dies, there's air here, there's water here, there's everything here. Build a dome in Ethiopia. Okay. Put a habitat there. Be a lot easier, a lot cheaper. Okay. It would be 1 billion times cheaper. Okay. 1 billion. Right.
Okay. And what about Elon Musk's car? He had took the convertible around the deal. Is there any loopholes with that?
So SpaceX, you mean this, right? So
yeah.
here's
NASA.
I saw
that on Facebook. It's pretty legit.
So they're showing. You're being sarcastic, right? Dave, don't trigger me. Okay, all right. So this isn't even up as high as the space shuttle, and it can see the whole Earth. Where the ISS, the ISS is way higher than this, but this is what they showed us. Okay, right? Where is the planets? Where's the land?
You're too high. You can't see it.
Too high. Well, we can see it from here. How come? And it's a clearer day.
I don't know.
Okay, right. And then here's an actual scene. Right. Look at this. First, why is there no rear view mirror? Don't want you seeing what's behind them. Okay. This is what they want you to see. This is what they want you to believe is going on. Okay. This thing is cartwheeling on its way to Mars. Right. It makes no sense. Look at this. Right. You can't see through the wheel well, but in the image, is this the right one? You can see through. Where is it? Is it through the wheel well? Oh yeah, right here. I'm sorry. You can see through and see the Earth.
See the Earth through it.
You can see the Earth through it. And they said that there's nothing changed on this. Nothing changed. Right? Absolute and total nonsense.
There was something I think in Epic Times just the last few days about the Japanese have a craft landing on the moon. I think unmanned. Obviously, it's a device of some sort. Do they?
Yeah.
In that process, have they taken pictures backwards?
They've done all sorts of stuff, but like if you look at the moon landing, the Chinese moon landing, let me see if I can find it. It's so bad. It's so bad. I should have it, but I don't have it.
It's funny talking to you because you have the receipts on like everything I've ever heard of.
Yeah, there's a lot. I have to find it. Where is it?
Because there's been other attempts on that, and we got a little rover on Mars. It made it out there. It seemed like there should be a photo.
So this will tell you enough. This is Japanese filming the Earth rising. Okay, they're orbiting on their. This is them filming the Earth rise.
Are they doing it in your kitchen?
Maybe they should be. They probably come out better.
They broke into Dave's kitchen.
Yeah, and then it's so bad what they show.
It's a CCP. You can't trust them. You go somewhere on a trip, they break into your kitchen, they film an Earth rising.
Right, absolutely. Again, it's to fake the moon landing. It's very easy. So here's Dustin from his little science channel. You snap your fingers. Look, he's on the moon. Okay, yay! Dustin's on the moon. Right?
Wow.
People don't understand how advanced the green screens have become. It's unbelievable how much they can do.
He's doing it without even a suit.
This is the McHold facility that NASA uses. It's a giant green screen place. They film a lot of movies there and stuff. But let me see if let me go forward here a little bit. Um, yeah. So here's just some stuff that they show us. Oh, look, like you don't know what you're seeing, right? This is
Wow.
the space shuttle, right? All of this
Wow.
is
Wow. Wow.
presented as real. Okay, it's presented as real. The people aren't even in these rooms anymore. Okay, this is what they're showing us as real. How would you know? You wouldn't know.
It takes a lot of faith.
Yeah, and here is you know, I was on the we do the show Globebusters on YouTube every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. I encourage people to go there. We talk about all sorts of things. But using my green screen, I had an idea, and I had my partner Paige do a little scene, and we were making fun of NASA. This is what we were showing, okay? And like we're moving things around, and it's clearly obvious. But then some flat earthers like, oh my God, NASA exposed. This is Karen Nyberg, right? Who's an astronaut, right? And it literally has been going viral for years now. It's been a couple of years, and I keep getting called by PolitiFacts and fact-checking sites. They're like, you know, I heard this is your video. Can you explain? And it's hysterical. It's giving us tons of publicity. But I'll show you what this really looks like on.
So that really is that's their footage, or that's really her.
No, this is me. This is Paige. This is my studio right here. Okay,
Oh, that's not.
look. This is Paige. That's me in the green suit.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh. Okay.
that's me. Right, but people. But check this out. My budget $0. Okay. And this is her just joking around. She's joking around how her ponytail is not floating. I could have gone behind her and grabbed her ponytail and done this, you know, ooh, and lifted up her ponytail. But I didn't think of it. Okay. And it's basically, you know, I reach over, I grab the Fritos, and then she goes, whoop, and she lets it go and it floats. Okay. I'm not saying this is how they do it. They're way beyond this. This is just simple. And I fooled flat earthers with this. But if you listen to the audio, you could hear us making a joke. And Bob Nodell, rest in peace, he goes, Paige, you're
Oh,
a
wow.
far better astronaut than Karen is, you know, than the rest of those fakers.
Wow.
Okay. But this one I said, give it a little push, right? So she gives a little push. Okay.
That is really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, just your basic weatherman could do a lot of this.
I'm doing all of that.
Yeah.
Whoa, look over here. Right? It's so silly what people believe, right? Right? You know, and then like here, look, this is ISS cupola. Let me put the Earth behind here. Look, I'm on the space station. Look, oh, look how amazing. Let me look out here. Oh, so cool. Look at that. Wow. Whoa. What's going on?
Wow.
I'm in the cupola. I'm in the cupola. Okay. Like I could have something float by with a green, you know, someone holding something, whatever. There's like, but
Sure.
they use augmented reality, right? You know what that is?
Like
So
with the
they,
like Oculus kind of goggles, or like that
well,
kind of
no,
technology that makes it.
they're manipulating things in space. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Here's one. So this is Don Pettit, the only astronaut that might believe he actually is in space because his mental ability is very low. He's showing how he made a cup of coffee out of some plastic, but watch the coffee. It gets disconnected, right? This is just a layering issue. Okay, look at that. It gets disconnected, right?
His coffee
And then
went through the cup.
yeah, it's disconnected. So that shows you nonsense. Then the hits one. Chris Hatfield loves playing his guitar in space. So this guy is in another room. They're in different rooms. He's holding a microphone, and watch what he does with the microphone. He doesn't see where Chris is, and he sticks it in his neck. The microphone's in his neck, inside his neck. Doesn't miss a beat. They're not even in the same room. Okay,
Wow.
right? And then other times things happen. Watch this guy's arm.
Trick.
He moves his arm and it reveals the green screen because the camera just couldn't process it. Whoop, watch again. He brings it down. Oh, there's the green screen right there. There it is. Green screen.
Wow.
Okay. And then let's see, what's this one? This one, oh yeah, these guys were talking, and way in the distance in the back, this guy goes floating back. I zoom in on it. You can see his harness and the wire. Okay. And then NASA comes, people, the NASA fanboys like, well, they hang from wires for safety. How do you hang from a wire in 0G? How did you go through that hatchway hanging from a wire? Okay. But the more important part was the guy in the blue is that they're always flipping something around, flipping the microphone, flipping her hat. The script was he's flipping his hat around and he hands it to this guy, but he makes a movement. And the guy thinks he's handing the virtual reality hat, which isn't really there. So watch, there's the hat. He's flipping it around, right? I keep going back and forth, right?
Okay.
So he's flipping it around. I'm going to zoom out, and he's going to take his hand and he's going to make a movement. Watch. He moves his hand. He thinks he's passing him the hat. Ready? Oh, there's the hat. The guy goes, oh, let me take it, put it away. Oops. He didn't realize. And then if you watch this whole clip, the guy's and his eyes are like, he's like looking back, doesn't know where to look, and he's stumbling, right? Total screw up. Okay.
Are you having a hard time sleeping at night, thinking, what am I going to do about my finances?
Times are really changing. They're changing fast. Let me give you a quick example of how. In 1920, if you had a $20 bill and 1 ounce of gold, you could go into any men's clothing store and buy an entire suit. You could buy the jacket, the shirt, the belt, shoes, the whole bit. Today, that $20 bill, what's it going to get you?
Not much.
Maybe the socks, maybe a handkerchief, but the 1 ounce of gold could still buy you the entire suit at any men's store in America. That's the difference. That's what inflation does to your dollar. It's a deflating dollar caused by inflation. Now today, that's happening faster than ever. You need somebody that you trust that can help get you out of a fake currency and into something that's going to keep you safe.
And we know a guy that has 2 PhDs by the name of Dr. Kirk Elliott. We have known him for over 25 years, and he's someone we completely trust.
You need somebody that you can get a hold of, somebody that's going to be there for you to get back out of it, and then maybe back into the stock market, maybe back into something else when things settle down. But right now is not that time. You need somebody that you trust and somebody you can call and make those worries go away.
That's exactly right. So you can go to flyovergold.com, fill out your information for a free consultation, or you can call 720-605-3900. Do it today.
You'll be glad you did.
Hey, Flyover family, we have a brand new sponsor for the Flyover Conservative Show, Heaven's Harvest. So exciting.
We've been really excited about this partnership because for about 2 years now, our level of awareness has increased on things that can go wrong in the world. Not just the big major stuff, but ice storms in Texas and things that you don't plan on. And I guess a level of personal responsibility of like, hey, we have people that we care for that depend on us. And so we've been tiptoeing into it, but it's overwhelming. It's like, what do I do next? And so we've made little steps in that process, but we've been asking everyone we know, everyone we respect in this space, hey, who's a good supplier of things? Who has food that you would actually eat if you had to, that without eating styrofoam that you'd be gagging down if you lost a bet? Like real actual food that if you put it away for storage, that when it came time to do it would be palatable, as well as heirloom seeds. A lot of the seeds nowadays, you plant them, they're not, you can't reproduce with them. They've been genetically modified and really messed up. So we've been asking people we really respect. Somebody we get a lot of advice from personally, we've made a lot of small moves in our life from, is Seth Holhouse with Man in America. And we kind of went off of his lead as well as some others. And so we are super excited about this partnership because they're willing to give a massive discount to the Flyover family.
That's exactly right. When you go to heavensharvest.com and you use promo code FLYOVER, you get 10% off. What a great deal. We are so thankful and excited about this partnership.
Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back. The My Pillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've got the best pillow ever, My Pillow 2.0. When I invented My Pillow, it had everything you'd ever want in a pillow. Well, now there's new technology that makes it even better. My Pillow 2.0 has my patented fill combined with a cooling fabric with temperature regulating thread. My Pillow 2.0 is truly the next generation of My Pillow.
The best sleep just got even better. Whether you have a MyPillow or not, you need to get the brand new MyPillow 2.0. Call or go to MyPillow.com now. Use your promo code, and for a limited time when you buy one, you'll get a second one absolutely free.
You're sleeping even better.
And cooler, too.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
Visit mypillow.com.
Do your feet ache and throb in pain with every step you take every day of your life? Well, kiss those days goodbye with slippers from mypillow.com. How about that flimsy, flat little excuse for a pillow that's nothing but 8 hours of disappointment, causing you pain in your neck every single night? You can wake up with nothing but butterflies and rainbows around your head with a MyPillow pillow. Those hardwood floors hurting your old bones? No more with a MyPillow dog bed. Are your towels worn thin, flimsy, more patchy than Joe Biden's memory? There's nothing better than absorbent towels from mypillow.com. For all of these products and more, go to mypillow.com and use promo code FLYOVER for up to 66% off.
For more great content, go to flyoverconservatives.com.